What's up, guys? The long-awaited teacher podcast. I've been talking about this one for a while. Thank you guys for your patience on it. We have a lot to do behind the scenes to make sure that this keeps going forward. And judging by the news post that I saw today, looks like there's a pending investigation on Colin that is now public. Everybody in the community knows there's been a letter that has been sent home to parents, and things are just getting started for Mr. Colin. This podcast doesn't cover everything. I did go out to Alaska, and there will be a full video on that dropping next week. While there are going to be a lot of unanswered questions from this podcast, I do thank you guys for your patience in this matter. I can't share everything given the nature of the investigation. Now into the podcast.
Hi guys, welcome in with Small Town Talks. I have a special guest today. It's definitely a switch up of the vibe for sure. Like, it is gonna be shocking, and I am like super glad to be having this guest here. We have BK. He is in here. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I started a TikTok show about a month ago, where I expose child predators online. I catch them live on TikTok, and I expose them into the community, so people know that they are. I report everything over to the police, but I think the most important thing is that people in the community know what they are, and that they shouldn't have children or be in the position that they are sometimes. So
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, and I think this story specifically, like, is like, it's just crazy because knowing like that this person is like around children all the time, like, or like young adults that in the position that he was talking to this one individual, like, I think it's absolutely crazy that like he's in that position and he's still like talking to people that age. So I'm super excited to dive right into this. Can you tell me a little bit why you like wanted to start this, like why you wanted to start doing that?
yeah, I think I have my own like personal reasons for doing this. I have like my own experiences and not great things, but when I was growing up, it was just I always wanted to help people. I didn't know I wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to be a police officer, and I wasn't smart enough to do either of them. So I uh, I kind of just stumbled into this. Everything that I had done leading up to this, I've been in photo and video. I've documented stories, so I think the stories took a little bit of a turn. It went from more lighthearted stuff to more serious stuff, but it's about raising awareness on a pretty dark situation. But it's very prevalent in today's world. So
No, for sure. I totally agree. Like, yeah, like I said, like Alaska, it's like so big, but yet so small. And like, this is like such a small town that we're in, but yet so big because like this is someone very like close in my age. And we probably like went in high school in the same year gaps. And so it's crazy that like,
maybe we should introduce him. We'll put a little picture of him up. But this is Colin Herbert. This is a 24-year-old music teacher from Wasilla, Alaska, that I caught on my show sending some messed up stuff to what he thought was a 14-year-old. And you don't know, maybe you don't know this, but it almost took me a week to catch this guy, because as soon as I was chatting with him in the chat room and I found out he was a teacher, it was just like, it's the most messed up thing. Like, you don't, that's just, it's messed up for them to be anywhere, but for them to be in a position where they're with kids all day and they're supposed to be like a respected
no,
person, it's
exactly.
twisted.
No, and everyone that is going to be watching from Alaska, you guys know, especially with that teacher that was that elementary school teacher that had now there's multiple cases, and there's was a kid, like volumes of kids that came out and spoke up after one another, and that was a very very big thing. And so the fact that like you caught a teacher, like it's already messed up that it's like someone that age talking to someone that, but the fact that he's like around the kids like this age, like that is actually like crazy that it's like he's around people like that. And some of the stuff that he said, like the screenshot that he showed me of him saying that, wishing that she was his student, I was like, that is like actually so scary for him being around like who he's around.
And he's obviously, if anybody in the community, like this when this video goes out, I'm sure there's going to be some people coming forward and they're going to be saying, I know my daughter, my son had a class with them. They were, so if something, I pray to God that he never did anything to anybody in this community. but this might bring awareness and just have those parents have that conversation with those kids that were a part of that. And I don't know if something comes out, and I pray to God that something doesn't, but it will. Some parents will be
questioning, yeah, for sure. Like, and it's very valid. Like, I am still so shocked that, like, because everyone knows the school. So he went to Colony High School, and like, I mean, there's all different kinds of school, but like Wasilla and Colony, those are like rival schools. So there's sports and whatnot. And he performed in bands. So obviously, like, there's a lot of band kids that are gonna know him off of that. But I think it's just like, again, very sad that, I mean, but I mean, at least we've got someone here that is like willing to like help with this. And I'm like so glad that he came, because like I was shocked when he first told me. I was like, this, like, no one comes to Alaska for this. Like, he came from all the way from Canada. Like, I think that's insane, because yeah, there's just no one that comes up here to like actually help with these situations. And it is such a big thing in Alaska, and it's very sad. Like, so I think I'm like very gracious that you're actually here doing this, because I mean, no one would have known. Like, and he's very like, it's around my age division, and like he's a teacher, for God's sake. Like, that is terrible. Like, that is very scary and concerning. Like, I couldn't imagine.
I mean, the size of the scale of the situation. I coming to a new country and doing this nonetheless. It was very ambitious. I came here. Everybody has guns here, and I don't. I
It's
think
like,
I've shot one once, but I just the size of this situation, I had to make sure that there was a full story done on it, because a lot of these guys, they like to turn around and they tell the people closest to them that it's heavily edited and I'm scamming them. And I take what I do very professionally.
yeah.
And this one is the whole video, the full chat logs, everything's gonna be released on
No,
this, and
yeah,
there's gonna be
exactly.
no
There's
room.
no getting out of it. Like, your receipts are there. Like, and I think it's just crazy that, like, I mean, and if he never sent one of those pictures with the biggest, like, one of those biggest clues, like, I would have never even known, unless, like, now I'm gonna be putting this video on all of the Facebook group chats. And I mean, Wassel is very small, so that's gonna go very far. And honestly, like, I will probably, I'm sure you already have what you're gonna do, but like, getting that into the school district. And like, I don't know, I guess there's not, if he's never like, I was gonna say a background check like for these people, but I mean, I guess maybe like, I just feel like this isn't the first time, but definitely the first time he's gotten caught, for sure. Like, since he's so openly like okay with doing what he was doing. Like, so like, what stood out to you about like this whole situation, and like what, like, especially with this male?
So besides the fact that he's a teacher, I think it was he's in a small town in Alaska. So if I had to go to Seattle or a major city, I think it's a gamble on whether I come across somebody that knows him or somebody that's willing to help out. But the clues that I had here, the Matanuska Brewing Co., like there was so many definitive things that told me where he was. And I had to come here and see for myself firsthand and make sure that I got this story out so that he is exposed and the community knows what he is. And there's the number of people. Somebody owns the gas station. I don't know which one it was, but it's like the only gas station on your way in or out of town. And if you're running out of gas, you kind of have to go there.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. It's off the highway.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
somebody
think,
was
yeah.
telling me that, and somebody knows the owner of that gas station, and they're gonna put his face up in it.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not. We'll see what other places want to do
Oh,
that
well, no,
around
for sure.
too.
If you even ask, like, they will put that up. Like, it's that's what I'm saying. This, like, I can't believe he even is doing this, but the fact that he's in Alaska doing it, like, I mean, it's like it's gonna go every, like, I mean, you did it to yourself. Like, that's really the end of it. Like, you just crazy. Like, um, I mean, and this is your first time in Alaska, correct? Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Hopefully not
Like,
my last. I love
yeah,
it
no,
out
I
here.
bet you'll catch honestly more people. Like, and honestly, like, I'm just shocked that like this guy is like so close to my age, and like he's a teacher. Like, that just doesn't even like make sense. What were like your thoughts about like when you arrived and like when you came into like my work and whatnot? Because did you think at that time, did you know that he like were you trying to see if he worked there, if like we know him or?
I was just like trying to get the vibe of if you guys
Yeah.
had knew him or recognized him or anything, because he had that hoodie on, and he just shout out to somebody in the Discord. I forget who it was, but when my little team of like private and guest investigators, you guys know who you are. But he took that photo and somebody screenshotted it, and they went to work. And just through, like, he'd scratched out the Matanuska in the center, but it said great beer and it had mountains. And
Oh,
somebody had
wow.
taken that and they found Matanuska Brewing Co., but then there was 3 of them in
Yeah.
Alaska.
Yep.
So
Yes.
I knew that, and I was like, he had to drive his sister to the airport. So I was like, oh, how long's the drive?
Oh, you're like, you got your little spies and you're a spy. I wouldn't even think like about like, that's crazy. Yes, there's one in Anchorage, Grover, and out here. Like that's,
So he had a 50-minute drive to the airport. So that
there you go.
really
Yeah.
narrowed it down to which
Damn.
Matanuska Brewing Co. I had to go check out. And then I met lovely Amanda, and
Yeah,
she had me here. So it's
more than glad to help with this. Like I am still shocked that like, I don't know, you just always see these things and it's always like out of state places and it's like never actually like here. Like no one actually like comes and helps anything in Alaska. And like yeah, being born and raised myself, like I had some of like something like this of something in my family actually that was like along the lines of this, and it went to court, and honestly like it was years before anything even happened. And so I'm really hoping like with this being out there, at least like people know and are aware if the troopers or the police don't do anything about it right away. I'm hoping that like you guys can like help out with that, because I know when the word gets around, like it's going to be going to the school district. People are writing emails and getting them out of there ASAP. Like he's not probably going to be able to work again like, with students after this.
And
And
that's
honestly, it's good.
that's the
He
goal.
deserved it. Like you, that's very like really like you said. I'm really hoping that like no one comes out to say that he's done anything. But also it's just like, I mean, in some of those chats, he was like, I have nieces and nephews your age. Like, I mean, do you want to get into like some of those things, or are you going to try to like leave it?
No, we can bring those up.
Okay.
That's the messages were really messed up. I think the one that stands out to me is I was telling him I wanted to play Sophie wanted to play Fortnite, and he didn't have a system, and I told him, "Oh, don't be boring." And his reply was something along the lines of, we'll put it up here, but it was, I'm not boring. I'm a teacher talking to someone or flirting with someone far too young. So it's just like, it's unbelievable to think how comfortable he was.
Yeah.
And the fact he's obviously done this before. He knew what he was doing. It took me a while to build a relationship with him, but I'm glad it's come out.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, and yeah, you said that, basically, like, not really like character, but like your person was like 14. And, like, can you talk about a little bit of that video chat that you did with him?
Yeah, absolutely. So it started, I think it was Boxing Day. I'll have to double check the dates, but it was like right around Christmas time. And it started on the chat room. I don't promote the chat room because it's not a great place. But I met him on a chat room. He had a verified paying profile.
Oh, wow.
So you can pay a $5 monthly subscription for that website, and you can specify which gender you're talking to on there. So he was obviously just looking for women, and he came across my page. And the one thing that I have to do on that chat room is I have to put when I say I'm 14, I have to put the age on separate lines, because I'll get kicked off from that site because you're supposed to be 18 plus.
Oh.
So I think what some of these guys will say is, I didn't know that was the age. But what Colin did is he said there's a whole ass decade between us.
Yeah.
So like this man knows that he's 10 years older. And there's no getting out of it.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, the proof does not lie. Like, the fact that, like, there's so much things adding up to it. Like, you literally did it to yourself. Like, you threw away your future to maybe. And, like, the thing that, like, I just saw, like, a number amount of, like, screenshots and stuff because we're, like, talking about it. And I was more than happy to get involved and try to help with this because, like I said, like, personal things of, like, these has happened. And, like, I was, like, excited to like get this out there because like we don't have that much of these things in Alaska, and it needs to be seen more than it is. And like something that stuck out to me was when what did he say? Oh, like the Airbnb, and like that was, I was shocked. Like he was like, how can you refer, because you've seen it more than I have.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of we were planning a visit, and I was going to come down, or I was trying to get him to come down, and his response to me coming down was, yeah, I'll get us an Airbnb. So I asked him, I was like, oh, like, why can't we stay at yours? And it was something along the lines of, I'm not bringing a girl as young as you around my family. And I was like, oh, Airbnb's cool, nonchalant, and he loved that.
Yeah.
And it's
like, I mean, what, like, Colin, what were you thinking of, like, bringing, like, what would you do? Would you play some Scrabble games or something at the 14-year-old? Like, you knew what you were doing. Like, I mean, how far would you have really went if this was really the case with the 14-year-old girl? Like it's just, I don't know. I just really hope that this goes somewhere and that this, like, does something to impact him, because, like how far would he have went before anyone said anything? Like, it's just insane.
I don't think it would have stopped. I think Colin was in love with me.
No, and yeah, no, it's true. Like, and that, I wonder, like, I just don't even, I don't know, because I actually personally tried following him on Instagram to try to get something set up, and he didn't follow me back, which...
those were our tricks.
So can you, like, go into, like, depth more about, like, the conversations that you guys had?
Yeah, it's hard to get into it without feeling a little bit nauseous.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very much grooming a 14-year-old, which is, Colin was looking for spicy photos, and I told him it's something I don't do, and I tell them I don't have a phone. He knew that I didn't have a phone, but he was like wanting stuff through a laptop, and I told him it was a family laptop, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. But we'll put some messages up on the screen because I don't have them all in front of me. But the one that I do have in front of me, it was very much him asking for spicy photos. And he goes, he maybe a tease for my pretty girl, but I want to wait until you can send back for the real thing. I want to do it with you and make it a little more special. So he wanted to exchange, like, it makes me sick to think that you want to...
Yeah, like, my stomach's, like, gut-wrenching right now. Not only expose himself, but, like, expose, like seeing a child like that, like, 10 years... It's not even like a 16-year-old. That doesn't even make it better. But, like, 14, like, that is so young. Like,
grade 9, grade 8, grade 9. And yes, it's twisted. He did send us pictures. It's something I didn't want to open or receive, but I think for the matter of the case,
to a 14-year-old, like, that's crazy. Like, he's just trying to convince her in some sort of way to be sending those? Like,
I think he was trying to build up enough trust, enough comfort to have somebody send that, make her feel special enough, make her feel that he cared about her, tell her how important she was, and then have a young girl think that he was in love with her, this big teacher. Like, it's so wrong. It's so wrong.
It's like he's trying to, like, do some sort of, like, foreplay, but in, like it's reality. Like, that's just absolutely, like, disgusting. Like,
the foreplay that goes to New Year's Eve, and I got lost in the conversation when we were talking. We'll put some of the screenshots up, but he was figuratively speaking that we were together for New Year's, and he's like, oh, it's okay, I'm gonna come and kiss you and cuddle you later, everything's gonna be okay. And it was, he's living in this little, like, fantasy world.
Yeah.
And
that's just concerning, because that's when it gets, like, scarier and scarier, is when they're, like, fantasizing and, like, they think it's a reality. Realistically, you're just a 14-year-old girl that lives out of state. Like, that's absolutely insane. Like, I wonder if there really was a girl, like, to show up, like, in what he, or, like, a little girl that showed up to us because he lives with his family. Like, what if, oh, I'm Sophie, what is he just gonna, like...
How do you explain that? How do you? It's not a real relationship. It's no relationship. That's a child that you're trying to talk to. It's somebody with, yeah. So that's the extent of the messages was dark. We'll have a full YouTube video for people to review that stuff, and I don't suggest watching it. It's twisted, it's dark. It was a lot of hours put in, but it's finally coming to an end. And I feel some sense of closure knowing that the community knows about this, the police know about it, the school knows about it, and
No.
Colin knows about it too because he's blocked me on Facebook. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so
Oh, wow.
he did his research, and after he knew
Oh, wait, like you're like
my personal Facebook, I
Oh,
can't find
wow.
Colin.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So he knows. Like I hope you're preparing yourself because
I don't think he knows
like
this is gonna
be
blow
this
up in his
extent. Oh
face.
no, I'd be surprised. Like I mean, like I he's gonna have a turn of events, and like this is exactly why you don't do like it's just a given. I don't even know how you'd like wanna.
Some of the other stuff here. Thank you, baby. I'm slowly learning to trust, but it's hard without wanting so much from you. I'm like obsessed with you. I appreciate you being comfortable telling me when it's too much. So that was me telling him I'm not comfortable with sending
Yeah.
those pics, and it's just that's grooming. Thank you, baby. Like it's just
It's gross. Like you shouldn't even want to be sending those pictures at all to a 14-year-old. Like, and so like he thinks like that's his fantasy. He thinks you guys are like in some sort of like.
it's twisted.
It's very, yeah, like I said, like this. I mean, I really hope you guys take the time out and look at the full video on YouTube because, yeah, like it's very sick and it's twisted. Like, what do you think, like, this whole, like, case taught you?
It could be anybody. It could be anybody in your community. It could be your neighbor. These guys, they don't have a big red button on their forehead. I think they should. I think they should update the system so these guys they have something that just like. But it's crazy to think that he's not. I can say a normal looking bird. He's not.
Yeah,
He
you can
stands
tell,
out.
yeah.
He stands out. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, what do you, like, I know you're not very familiar from Alaska and, like, whatnot, but like what kind of like help and feedback did you like get from the community when you're doing like these clues and like talking to people about it? Like what did you get back from it?
When I was first coming out here, I was nervous. I didn't want people to think this outsider is coming in to cause a disturbance in their small town. And I know what small towns are like. I've lived in one. And, you know, here's this TikTok guy trying to come in and make a video and ruin the vibes in our small town. But I just stuck with my gut. And I was like, nah, people out here would want to know this. I'm not.
No, yeah,
Sorry, what was the question again?
good. Basically, like, how do you think people would react, like, from the community? And like, what kind of feedback did you get from like the community?
The people that I did come out to and share the story, it was really overwhelming, the support that I had, and you're one of them. Everybody else at your work was like super supportive, taking photos, texting people. I can't imagine how many people are going to post this in a Facebook group, and I hope it's the talk of the town for a little bit, and everybody knows. But that's what I've gathered. Everybody here doesn't support this. The Matanuska Brewing Co., even though that was our biggest clue, this has zero ties to them. It's a great place, great food, great environment. Everybody there was super supportive in helping me and getting his name out there. Yeah, I was really shocked by how many people were like, "Hey, I'll pick you up. I'll take you here. I'll take you there. I'll join you." It's
Yeah, no, it's crazy because like I've definitely seen his face. Like I've seen him before, and I don't know. Like I used to work at another restaurant and slash bar, and like in Palmer, and like I mean he obviously had to come in. Like the photo that I seen with his family, I like coming from something that's happened and like close to me that's happened in my family, like it was a big shock wave in our family. Like the people, like I was shocked that someone in my family that would be something like that. And I know for his family, I'm sure he's going to be in shock because like he said, there's nieces and nephews, like his brother or sister. What are they going to, like they're going to have to question his niece and nephew if there's ever anything weird. Like, and realistically, like how small Alaska is, like, and like all these big cases, like it's very well known. Like this, unfortunately, it's very sad that like this happens more than everyone thinks. So like what you said, like you're scared of people like maybe thinking that like a disruptor. Oh my gosh, can you help me out?
A disruptive.
Thank you. To the town. Like for me personally, and I feel like I can speak on a lot of people's behalfs. Like it's nothing like that. Like I mean, I hate like when stuff gets like swept under the rug, and like this is something definitely that needs to be brought to light because there I hope there's more people that come out to Alaska to find people like this because this state is full of it. Like it's disgusting. I remember being 14 and always having older guys try to like get at me, like always like over 20 years old. And it's gross because like that's just the reality of it. Like you have always like young girls, I'm sure like the generation now they have to like it's just always been like it and it's like usual, it's like normal and it's not normal like at all. It's bad and it definitely like I said like if something that doesn't come out of this like police wise like at least the town will know and I hope that like people that are close with this guy or like I hope you guys can like see it for what it is and not think of like oh like he probably didn't mean it like that like no like he knew what he was doing and I hope that they can see like
The screenshots don't.
yeah no exactly like you can't help this person like I mean like he's gonna have to take everything accountability like of what he did and whatnot. Um, so like what's next for you like from here?
So tomorrow is my last day here. Tomorrow's my big day. I haven't ran into him yet. That's been my goal the whole time. Is to get his comments on the thing. So I'm gonna spend tomorrow trying to run into him. The one thing that I forgot to mention is I usually say this in my show when I bust somebody, but I'd like to just say it again now and make a point. But like reaching out to this guy's family after and like there's some people that'll go and tell brothers and sisters and stuff what he is. But I just ask that you guys don't do that, or if you do mention them, you just say it like in a really heartfelt way because it's not. These guys have no part of it just because they're related to him. But yeah, they don't deserve the backlash and the hate in the town from what he's done. I'm sure it's going to be tough to get around this for their sake and for his family's sake. And he looks like he has a big family and
Yeah.
and a loving family. And yeah, I'm sorry that I had to kind of bring this to light for them, but people need to know.
Yeah, no, exactly. I 100% agree. Um, so like where can people find you with this and like where like what socials do you have?
So this all started on TikTok Live. There's going to be a podcast about it, and then there's also going to be a full video on YouTube. So I'm caught by BK everywhere. And yeah, Colin's been caught by BK.
Yeah, no, literally like that's all you. Like um I'm just super like I'm still so shocked that about all of this. Like do you think that you will be coming back to Alaska maybe?
I hope so. I love it here.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do nearly as much like touristy stuff.
Definitely summertime you should come back. It's way more fun.
I'll be the tourist with my iPad.
Yeah, no, literally like you do come back for this or not. Like it's Alaska, you'll I think end up falling in love with it.
I do love it. A lot of people said it's a place like you love or you hate, but like the people out here, it's the amount of like just random conversations that I've had with people. It was refreshing to have out here. Like I would be standing at the bus stop and the guy beside me would just spark up a conversation, or I don't get that at home as much anymore. And it was just kind of,
Like nice.
yeah, respect is like a both way here,
Yeah.
and people are cool. It's beautiful scenery, and yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for like coming on and like shedding light to this situation because I am like as shocked as you are. Like, is there anything else that you want to like add on to?
It's only gonna get bigger. Like the catches are this is our first IRL exposure one. I had a GoFundMe up, and my community had filled it in 5 days to get me out here. Maybe less than that.
That's a lot of support. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really, I'm happy that there's people that like support you in this and to help you do this because, yeah, like I said, like I want to, like this is just stuff I see online. Like I never see anyone like actually like, oh, like I don't know, everyone kind of like forgets about Alaska and like stuff like this. It's just like, I'm super grateful that you came out to do this because like having own like personal experiences and like knowing people that's had personal experiences with this, like it's not something to take lightly and it's very like, it's a very big thing, and it's honestly like I'm super happy that you came out here to do this because it's going to come to light, and more things are going to come to light after this.
Well, let's see. We might have to do a follow-up episode.
After, yes,
Yeah, after
yes,
everything drops, you can give me the talk of the town. Small
yes,
town talk.
yes.
So
I
you
will
let me
tell you
know.
all of this because there's going to be people in my age division that are like, oh my God, I went to school with him. Or like, oh my gosh, is that one guy I seen at school that they don't know if they know him. And then they're like, oh,
That's my kid's teacher.
yeah, yeah,
That's gonna
exactly.
be those are gonna be this ones. Shout out Amanda, because like nobody really wants to be tied to this, or especially like in a small town and stuff. It's me putting my name on it and leaving is different than somebody here. But I appreciate you
No, of
for kind of
course.
putting this out there and supporting it, and along with everybody else that has helped me along the way to get here.
Yeah, no, like I said, like I am very open to be doing this because it's something that's not talked about a lot and it's swept under the rug with a lot of things and it's not okay. So I 100% stand that it's not okay at all. And I am very glad that you came out here to do this. So
I don't have pew-pews, but Amanda does. So don't pull up.
don't be coming here. Don't be coming here because we protect here.
Man fell in love and he got his heart broke.
She's not real, dude. Just ruined your life for someone that's fake.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
We did it.
Yes.
My first podcast.
Good job.
Thank
I know.
you.
I need something positive. So
I don't know if that's positive.
Well, it's better than. Oh, you said this. Oh, she said that.
Now that Colin's been reported, it's up to the authorities to take action and prosecute him. But if you know someone that has been in his class, I do ask you to talk to them and make sure that nothing has happened. And even if you don't know him, you can always talk to your kids about online safety, how to use the internet properly, what manipulation and grooming looks like, and check with who they interact with, even trusted adults, people like teachers, coaches, mentors. It could be anybody.